Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel. And in today's video, you join me in the heart of mid Wales. As you can see, we've got sheep around the place, and we're going to be talking about tyres, and in particular Volvo tyres. I've been pretty vocal on this subject before, saying that pretty much the best tyre for your P3 Volvo is the Michelin Climate or Cross Climate. And today we may have found a tyre that might take the cake. I've currently got Michelin Cross Climate Pluses on my S80. They've got plenty of life left. They've got over 25,000 miles on, but actually, as you can see, they've got loads of life left on them. So yeah, I just thought I'd talk about tyres in general and this new tyre, and whether you should buy it or whether you should wait. So tyres for me have always been what I spend the most money on. A lot of people sort of don't pay that much attention to tyres. They see tyres as an inconvenience. They buy the cheapest tyres that they can, and this just makes no sense to me whatsoever. What a lot of people forget is that tyres are literally the only thing that stop you crashing. If you suddenly had no tyres and you were just running on rims, you would crash your car straight away. They provide all your braking force. They're what keeps you comfortable. They're what accelerates for you. They're what's make you go around corners. So if you don't spend money in all of those areas, what is the point in having a lovely car if it's uncomfortable because of the tyres, can't go around corners, etc.? I think you get my point. So I've always spent good money on tyres. I think there is definitely diminished returns, but there comes a certain point where more expensive tyres aren't as good, or aren't actually better than slightly cheaper tyres. And there's one of those things that you need to do a lot of research on to get absolutely right. So I'm just making sure I don't die on these stones here. So yeah, tyres for me are a massive part of my car ownership experience. And I've tried Avon, I've tried Uniroyal, I've tried Bridgestone, I've tried Dunlop, I've tried every manufacturer of tyres pretty much that you can think of. But there's always one that has done really well in everything that I want to do. This is the only brand of tyre where I've never had a puncture, touch wood, a bulge, any issues whatsoever. They're always worn evenly, and that is Michelin. So that's why I use Michelin's. Now, Michelin's recently released a new cross climate tyre, and I'm going to talk about cross climate and why I've gone for those and why I think they're perhaps the best tyre for the Volvo. So the cross climate, for those of you who don't know, is an all-season tyre, which here in the UK makes a lot of sense because we do get quite cold winters, especially where I am here in mid Wales. I mean, I had a temperature drop of 7 degrees from when I left home to when I got to work, because I go over mountains, I go over all sorts. So we're in mid-October, and I've just driven over my first icy road of the year, or this winter. So I need tyres like this, and obviously the roads as well aren't the best. So to have a tyre that can deal with mud, water, etc., really is confidence inspiring, and also I think makes the car better to drive. Now obviously we've got the Jeep Wrangler that's got rather large Tyre open country all-terrain tyres on, and they're not the best in the rain at all. It can be quite a stressful drive in the rain if it's really heavy rain, whereas these tyres here, you can hit puddles and to be honest, you barely even notice it. It's probably the weight of the car helps as well, but as you can see on the design of the tyres, if we just come underneath, they're horizontal design rather than vertical, unlike a lot of tyres, so it pushes water outwards rather than channeling it within the tyre, which makes a lot of sense. And obviously Michelin now have released the second generation Cross Climate, the Cross Climate 2, and I think they are going to be the tyres that I'm going to get next. So like I said, the Michelin Cross Climate tyre is an all-season tyre, but it's it was the first all-season tyre to also be rated for snow use. Now if you come and take a look at the tyre down here, somewhere on it, here we go, down here, it's upside down, is the Three Peaks sort of logo or insignia, and that basically signifies it suitable for winter driving. And having driven these in the snow, they were absolutely fantastic. I actually drove past a Range Rover that was stuck. I drove past Land Rover Discovery, Mitsubishi Shoguns, etc. Up a steep hill, all with four-wheel drive. But in my front wheel drive Volvo, I was able to get further up this hill than them and carry on my journey. So it says a lot about these tyres. The new ones are obviously a better design. The best part about the new ones is the fact that they're so much more economical. In fact, they'll save you. There's some ridiculous fact, and in a year and a half or something, they'll have paid for themselves in the fuel costs. Between the Generation 1 and the Generation 2 tyres, so that's definitely a massive bonus for me. They are slightly more expensive, and what that also means is that the Cross Climate Pluses will now drop in price, which I think is excellent, because those of you who perhaps have got cheaper tyres, I always find that when you buy a second-hand car, it's always got crap tyres on it. So those of you perhaps are in the market looking for a better tyre, or a better tyre for this winter, definitely go for the Cross Climate Plus or Cross Climate 2 if you can stretch to it as well. So yeah, those are pretty much sort of my thoughts on Volvo tyres and the new Cross Climate 2. I'm very excited I've driven a car with them on, and it is much quieter and much more it becomes something you don't even notice. Not that these tyres are loud, but yeah, it really does make a difference. The car becomes much quieter. Obviously, it varies from car to car. I drove a BMW 5 Series with them on, which is slightly newer, might be more refined, I don't know, compared to the Volvo. I haven't driven it on the same tyres, and it's amazing how much difference tyres make on a car. But yeah, that's sort of my 2 pence worth on these tyres, and they're perhaps the best buy, these Cross Climate Pluses, for the winter to come, or the Cross Climate 2s if your budget is endless. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Cheers.